Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you how to work with categories in WordPress. Now categories are used to order posts in WordPress. So they're good, they're basically, well, exactly what they say they are, they're categorization. So what we need to do to add a post to a new category or to a existing category, we can create a post here. And then if we want to categorize it, down the right hand side here you've got all these options of categories. If you've got working with a brand new blank WordPress theme, then you'll have no categories, or you'll only have one category called uncategorized. So if you just go ahead and publish a post, it will just be in the uncategorized category, which you don't really want to do. So always add a category or select an existing one that makes sense. So you may want to create one called news, for example. Now let's then go on and added that particular category there. There we go, news at the top. But let's say, for example, what I was saying, yeah, when you first publish a blog post without categorizing it, it goes into what's called uncategorized blog post. So what I suggest is, if you've got the uncategorized blog post, sometimes you may be short of time. You should never be too much short of time, but what I suggest is, don't leave this called uncategorized. Call it something. If you're just going to have news posts, rename it, change it to something like company news or something a bit more specific, rather than uncategorized, because it just doesn't look that good. So that's what I suggest. If you want to rename that uncategorized category, just go into the category there, and then you can edit here and then call it something different. So I'm just going to call this maybe general news. Just sounds better than uncategorized. I know it's uncategorized and you know it's uncategorized, but to the person viewing the website, it just looks like you've done something to categorize it, even if it's not even if it's uncategorized. So you may just want to call it something like that, like general. It's not ideal, but it's an idea. So there we go. So once you've done that, you can also update the slug here. A slug, I'll just show you what this is. So I'm just going to update this without changing it, and I'll show you what a slug is. Basically, if I then go view, let's have a view one of these particular categories. Okay, we'll view this one. So here's this particular category. There's only one post in there, but what we have at the top here, if you notice, you've got the web address, and then it says /category/ and this is what's called the slug. I'm not sure why they call it a slug. I think maybe because it's the trail. I think they leave it like slugs leave a trail. So this is like the trail of that particular page or post or category. So if you want to edit the slug, that's what you're editing. So when in WordPress there's something that's calling edit the slug, that's what it means. You're editing this part of the URL. So here's like a page, for example, and we say edit. This is what we call the slug. And again, in the post, in the categories, you're editing that same section. So let's just come into the uncategorized one, which we're going to change. Where is it? Unpublished. Oh, I renamed it, didn't I? To general news. So now it's in alphabetical order. Oh, there we go. So I've lost it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's say we're just going to call this news. It's a lot shorter, maybe a bit more SEO friendly. So let's have a look here. View. So now we've got. Oh, it's still saying uncategorized. Why is that then? Why is that? Let's have a look. Ah, did I not save it? Let's try this again. News. No, what it is, I tell you why. Because I'd already created another category called news, that's already been taken up. So when you create a category, the slug automatically gets generated. So it just takes the name of the category you created. So we're going to call this something a bit more, we'll call it general news then. Yeah, general news. Or general will do. Update. So now when we view that particular category, that should see, yeah, that's now changed to general. And then we've got our uncategorized or general blog posts. Okay, so that's categories. Another way of ordering blog posts is with tags. So I'm just going to open up one of these. Let's click on one of these posts here. So this is one of our test posts, and this one hasn't got any tags, so let's just give it some tags. So I'm just going to edit this page or this post, and if we scroll down, you'll notice here on the right hand side underneath the categories you've got tags, and tags are basically exactly what they say they are. You know, they're like a label. You know, if you put a tag on something, it's a way of labeling something. So it's similar to categories, but you can also use tags. So this particular blog post, for example, may contain information about more than one thing that we might want to tag information. So let's say it's about a movie, you know, Star Wars, for example. So the title of the blog post would be Star Wars, but then, you know, we may want to tag this particular blog post with more information. So for example, we could say Han Solo, yeah, and other particular things. So we can add a comma between each one, and that'll add a new tag. So we'll say R2D2, for example, and then add those. And then you can just add them individually as well, but if you want to put a comma in between them, then that's a way of adding, so FC3PO, adding tags. And then what will happen is, over time, if you have lots of posts, what will happen is, if you had a second post with the tag Han Solo, so let me just demonstrate for this for you. So I'll update this, and then what we'll do, we'll go into one of our other posts and we'll tag it with Han Solo. So maybe this other one is tagged. Let's just choose any post, and we're gonna tag it with. It's already got a few tags this on, but we're going to tag it with the same tag. So you notice that when I start typing, these tags actually appear dynamically, and then you can just tag it with the same one and then update. But now what happens is, if we wanted to see all of the posts tagged with Han Solo, well, we could do that. We could just go to see that, you know, it's possible. So here in the post we've got tags, and so here we've got all our tags we've just created, and let's find our Han Solo tag and then view that, and then you see there's 2 posts associated with that tag. So again, it's just a way of categorizing information, really, you know, labeling information, and it can be used for all kinds of things. Really, the tagging and categorization system in WordPress is very powerful. So that's it gives you an idea of how that works. And again, it works in the same principle. If you want to edit a tag, just go into the tags, and you can go in there and edit these tags like that. Okay, so there's a couple of other things we can go through. I think what I'll do, I'll leave it there. In the next video, I'm going to talk about excerpts. So that's tags and categories, and I'll see you in the next video.